Hey everybody, welcome to Massimo Motivation. Today we're going to talk about what mental health actually is, so stay tuned. Hey everybody, again welcome to Massimo Motivation. My name is Christopher Massimo, and today I want to talk to you about something that is pretty darn important and kind of annoying for me, which is what actually is mental health and why we're perceiving it the wrong way. So first and foremost, mental health does not equal mental illness. It's not that you're either healthy or you're ill. That's not how that works. Mental health is a full spectrum of emotional and cognitive experiences for the human. So this can range anywhere from you could take severe mental illness, maybe something like a personality disorder, and you could take, I don't know, hyper successful CEO guy who has no problems in life, which doesn't exist. And you have everything in between. And illness does not exist between the middle and the personality disorder. Mental health exists as a large spectrum. Now, if you're diagnosable, you meet enough criteria to be diagnosed, then you can classify that in some people's eyes as a mental illness. But it's not as if you don't have problems, mental health concerns, if you're not diagnosable. You understand? Mental health is for everybody. It's all inclusive. It does not matter if you meet 3 out of 5 criteria for something or not. You are probably struggling. If you're watching this video, I don't know what it's been for you, but you are probably currently or have struggled with something pretty severe, whether it meets diagnostic criteria or not. You may have met 4 out of 5 criteria, but that doesn't make it less important to what happened in your life, right? Whatever happened in your life is still valid and important, and sometimes kind of hindering to your ability to be successful in certain areas, occupationally, socially, academically, etc. So it's important to keep that in mind, first and foremost, that mental health is not mental illness. Those are not the same things, okay? The next thing you need to know about what mental health is if you do have a diagnosis, you can fall out of it. Meaning, if I have 5 criteria for major depressive disorder, let's say I lose one of those criterion, and it's for at least 6 months, where I'm hitting sub-threshold levels for 6 months worth of time. The time really depends on the diagnosis, which I'm not going to break into today. But let's say you go 6 months, you go from having 5, which is diagnosable, to having 4, which is considered sub-threshold. We can step you down from that diagnosis. You don't have a mental health issue or a mental illness that's diagnosable and then stay there forever. Another important one is ADHD. A lot of people start with combined presentation ADHD, which is hyperactive and inattention, and as they get older, the hyperactive tends to dissipate, while the inattention may sustain throughout adulthood. So it's not as if you get one of these diagnoses if you are on the side of the mental illness side of mental health, and that's just your life for the rest of your life. It doesn't work that way. Another great example is emotional dysregulation disorders, okay? Things that have to do with hormones a lot of the times. So teenagers, okay, we all been there. A lot of emotional dysregulation diagnoses are met during the adolescent years, and it is difficult to differentiate between what is hormonal and natural and what is diagnosable and clinical. But the point is, when you do have to mix and match those, sometimes you get it wrong, or sometimes you get it right, but they grow out of it. That's another example of, if you have a mental health problem, you're not stuck there forever. And I hope you're getting that from this video. I hope there's someone in the background. That's wonderful. I hope you're getting that from this video, that it's not you show up, I have it, that's my life. I like to say you shouldn't believe in labels. That was something that was pressed on me from a young age a lot. You are not your diagnosis. There are some instances where you'll have to carry those problems throughout your entire life, and that's fair. But for the most part, you can grow out of and or improve from, to the point of not meeting full diagnostic criteria, most of the mental health concerns that exist. So that's important to keep in mind. So in essence, the last thing I want to say is mental health is not black and white. It is not this thing that you have or don't have. Everybody has it. Now, do you have a diagnosis? That is black and white. You either meet it or you don't. But staying there isn't black and white either. If you're getting a little bit confused, that's why it's important to see a licensed professional to clarify the things that we're talking about today. To teach parents, hey, this is the type of diagnosis that has great outcomes by age whatever. Like borderline personality disorder, for example, actually has pretty good outcomes if you can get it before age 30 and 40. If you can get it before then, if you can get it in the 20s, there tends to be some pretty good outcomes for borderline. But a lot of people wouldn't know that. So if you're getting confused as to What is long-term mental health issues? What are things I'm going to need meds for the rest of my life? What is something I can grow out of? Is my kid going to be like this forever? Those are questions that you take to a licensed professional who has been trained to make those distinctions and to be able to elaborate and explain them to you in a way that hopefully makes sense and doesn't sound like a textbook, because nobody likes bad bedside manner, okay? And I know there's a bunch of clinicians and physicians out there that just absolutely are garbage at that. So guys, I hope you take away, in short, mental health is for everybody. It's all inclusive. So maybe have a little bit of sympathy and empathy the next time you run into your own problems or somebody else's problems, okay? If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, please hit that subscribe button, and as always, remember, mind, muscle, maximize.